check it. Listen up, we're making noise. Strictly Sports Podcast, bringing all the toys. Be wise, Mallz, and Trigga, we the three wise men. Dropping knowledge, breaking records, it's our mission, man. From the field to the court, we cover it all. No topic too big, no team too small. We analyze, we debate, we bring that heat. Strictly Sports crew, taking over the beat.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Strictly Sports. I'm B Wise.
Yo, why do I look high in them videos, man?
Which video?
You know, the Strictly Sports the little junk that you play before the show. Why do I be looking high, man?
It might be a filter.
Oh, okay.
We gotta get some new clips. We gotta get some new clips.
Well, we gotta get some new. That's on me. I'm
just messing with you. Nah, that's actually my doing. I gotta just,
Oh, he really is high, probably.
We got a guest in the backstage. I'm gonna add to the floor. Brother Blue, if you can hear us.
My man said I'm too important to show my real face. You gonna get the Stewie.
What's going on, Ray? How you doing?
That's Stewie, the boy from the Boom. I can't think of his name.
What's happening, Lady Ray?
But yeah.
He on mute.
Yep, special guest. We got Brother Blue with us. He on mute. He is on mute. He coming, but I like the Huey. I like the Huey logo though, with the trading, with the technical analysis in the back.
My boy,
how y'all doing,
Brother Blue's presence speaks volumes. He ain't got to say a word.
That is a force. Hold on. Give me an okay. I got you. He said it. He'll be back.
Okay.
So, all right, fellas. Let's dive into it. While we wait on
go.
Brother Blue.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna see if this works. I tried something new to see if I can fit all four of us in here. I was anticipating it. Oh, it looked good. All right. Mallz message.
Ladies,
whoa, boy. Look at that mugshot right there.
Stop being so damn messy, man.
Here we go.
Stop trying to ruin people's lives. Stop trying to, mess up people's relationship. Like, stop being so damn messy, man. So the reason why I bring this up. So yesterday, I'm playing the game, right? Minding my own motherfucking business. I get a random ass text saying, "Hey." So I said, "Hey, who is this?" She says, "Erica, is this Larry?" I said, "Yeah." And then she sent a picture of her smiling with cleavage showing. Like, you remember this face? I said, "No." So, being the punk ass nigga that I am, I told my girl, "Look, do you know who this person is?" So I let her handle it. But I don't know what's going on, man. This is the fourth time something like this has happened in my relationship. Ladies, leave me the fuck alone. Y'all didn't want a nigga when he was single, but now y'all want to ruin what I got. Leave me the fuck alone. Craziest shit out. Crazy. I don't fucking get it. Like, I'm scared. I am scared of my woman, all right? So I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize my relationship or my safety. I ain't going to do it. It ain't perfect. Huh?
Oh, sorry, I'm watching the Yankees game. Go ahead.
What'd you say, Trigga?
I was watching the Yankees. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Just stop being so damn messy, ladies. That's all I got to say. And leave me the hell alone. I got something. Leave me and mine alone before she fuck both of us up.
Oh Lord. Oh,
yes.
That boy said like 10 cuss words in the first 4 minutes of the show.
That's all we got to keep our PG-13 rating.
Lady Ray, hold on. I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, you don't use all the cuss words up.
Look, Lady Ray, I'm just stating obvious. Leave me alone. She know about it because, like I said, the first thing I did was, "Hey, do you know this person?" So she called the girl and texted the girl. So she handled it. That's why, fellas, when shit like that happens, let your lady know. Because if not, shit could go left. I'm a one-woman man. I don't need the side pieces. I'm good with one. Hell, I barely got.
What's going on? What's up? How you doing, B Show?
But that's it.
Yeah, Mallz, I don't know how that keep happening with you, brother. I mean, I had one instance where that happened to me when I first, when me and my wife were dating. We were like a few months in, and then this girl that I used to date back in college hit me up out of nowhere. I just ignored. I just didn't respond.
What?
I told my wife about it, or my girlfriend at the time. But I told her about it. But I never responded. I just kind of like, you missed that train, so yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But like I said, I was blown. Like, who the hell is this? So like I said, hey, do you know this chick? So
Money
what do you
Mallz.
mean my mess? That's their mess. I ain't the one doing shit. I'm the one playing the game. They bothering me. I'm minding my own business. Whooping ass in NCAA. They bothering me. Talking about my mess. Hey, I ain't that shit.
He a victim. He is a
Yeah, I'm
victim.
the victim, man. I'm the victim.
Brother Blue, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us.
Inshallah, how y'all
How's
doing,
everything?
man?
Good, man. Good, good.
Fantastic, brother. I'm glad to see you.
Oh yeah, I was winning 37-0. Got 9 5-star recruits.
Coach
Oh, she
Mallz.
said she don't believe that.
How y'all living,
All
man?
right.
I like the theme song.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It took Trigga 37 seconds to record that.
Stop.
No,
That's
that's
the
AI.
artificial intelligence, man. They coming for
Artificial
everything.
intelligence.
I don't know if
That's
the
the
music I
first.
listen to anymore is the actual artist or not these days.
Well, it's funny. I heard that the artists now are just going into like a song bank and picking 15 songs and just putting out albums. I
That's
love to
what
hear
I'm
somebody
saying.
talk about that.
I'm about to start rapping now if that's the case.
Hey, hey, with the way content is, you can trick.
I know.
It's
But
true.
all right, let's get into a new segment. We don't know how long it's gonna go on. It depends. But wise bets again. Shout out AI for the be wise in the background. I'm
That don't
going
look
with.
nothing like you.
It do look like me. That's my cut.
Hey yo.
But
I
I'm going
guess.
Peyton Pritchard over 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And I'm going Sam Hauser over 4.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Peyton Pritchard has averaged 17.7 points and has 10.5 uh, rebounds plus assists in the last 17 of 19 games. So I'm locking it in with that, and I'm locking it in with the Celtics to win as well. Trigga?
Well, I want to start off by saying that now that my Miami Heat are no longer a factor, Dallas Cowboys still a few months out from disappointing me. Um, Most of these rants I'm going on here, they'll probably be centered around baseball with the Yankees, obviously. I want to first start off by saying that, shout out to Devin Williams. And I know he's been the subject of a couple of these rants where I didn't have really a lot of nice things to say about him because he hadn't performed well. Well, the Yankees heard my message. They took him out of their closing spot. They put him in as a middle reliever / setup guy. And he has thrived in that role since he has been put in that position. So shout out to him for taking it on the chin, taking responsibility. Um, he handled it like a pro, and he has played lights out so far in his new position. Now, again, I don't think it'll be a permanent thing. I don't think they want it to be a permanent thing. It's just so that he can get himself together and kind of, get back on his game. And then maybe he gets reinserted into that closer role later down the road. But right now, Luke Weaver was killing it. He's still killing it. And they make a pretty good combination on the back end of our bullpen rotation late in games. So there's nobody that I trust more on that roster to get it done in their positions that they're in right now than Devin Williams as a middle reliever and Luke Weaver coming in to close things down on the back end. So shout out to Devin Williams for doing what he's doing and for, looking good in a couple outings that he's been out there. Hopefully he can keep it going. Now, on to the team as a whole. You already know I'm going to keep echoing it and I'm going to keep saying it. The Yankees need starting pitching. They need starting pitching. They need another starting pitcher. Outside of Max Fried and Carlos Rodon, we have nothing. When Carlos Carrasco and Will Warren and whoever else steps to the mound, it's an automatic loss. And that was very evident in the last series against the Rays. We lost 2 out of 3 at home, and the Rays came into that series averaging less than 2 runs a game across their last 8 before they played those 3 against the Yankees. Let that sink in for a second. Then we played the Baltimore Orioles before that, 3-game series. The Yankees dropped 2 out of 3 in that one. So we've only won 2 of our last 6. And in those series, we saw both Warren and Carrasco, and they absolutely threw meatballs across home plate for these struggling teams hitting the ball for them to get their rhythm and get some confidence about themselves back. So congratulations, Tampa Bay Ray fans and Baltimore Orioles fans. Your season probably turned around for the better now, having to go up against the worst part of our starting rotation with the Yankee pitchers. Max Fried steps on the field. The Yankees don't lose. The Yankees are 7-0 when he's starting pitcher. He has 6 of those wins already, which is the most I think in the majors for a starting pitcher. We ended tonight in the series with the San Diego Padres. The Yankees currently hold a 2-0 lead. This is a really good Padres team. They are projected to go on a deep playoff run this year. They come into this game with the longest win streak in the league right now.
Oh,
We lost Trigga.
did we lose him?
Trigga.
Did his ex text him again?
Sorry, fellas. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, so the San Diego Padres come into this game with the longest win streak in the majors right now. They also come into this game giving up the least amount of runs over every other team in the majors right now. So they're a really good baseball team. And again, the whole National League, it's about 7 or 8 teams that could be in the World Series this year. You know, you got the Dodgers, you got the Padres, you got the Giants, you got the Diamondbacks, you got the Cubs, you got the Mets, the Braves, the Phillies. That's 8 teams right there. So yeah, they are loaded. They're loaded. The American League, not so much. The Yankees at 19-15 currently somehow lead the AL East. The Detroit Tigers are really good. The Seattle Mariners have emerged and have been a really good team. The Guardians and I think the Royals in the Central Division, they're starting to take form, starting to look better. However, the Yankees own the Central Division. I mean, just look at their track record. So I'm not really worried about them. So the Yankees haven't made this year. I mean, we're not at full strength. You know, we're still waiting on one starting pitcher to come back. Hopefully we make a trade at the deadline, and I think that they will. Stanton's going to be back at some point. I mean, this team is going to get better. So if they can continue to tread water right now and hold on to what they're doing, Fried and Rodon continue to show up like they have been showing up, then I think that they'll finally get some separation and be able to claim the AL East. They'll be a better baseball team and will actually be a serious, legitimate threat to go back to the World Series. Because this team right now, presently constructed, I mean, they'll make the playoffs, but they ain't going to go very far unless they make some changes. So that's it for me. Yeah, embarrassing series losses, back-to-back series losses to 2 teams in the league who are not hitting the baseball well. And I'm hoping the Yankees right those wrongs by winning at least 2 out of 3 against the Padres. That'll make me feel a lot better because they're going up against some really good pitching in the Padres. And the Padres, like I said, they are one of the best teams in baseball. They got the longest win streak coming into this series, and they don't let their opponents score many runs. So, and their bullpen also, they have the best bullpen in baseball. So a lot of things right now, the Padres are the best in baseball that's going in their favor. So a series win against these Padres would make me feel a lot better about losing to the Orioles and the Rays in back-to-back series.
Trigga. That is an thank you for the rundown on the MLB. As we know, my Boston Red Sox are going to win this year. But if
The
that
Red
doesn't
Sox
work,
are currently sitting at 500 right now, 18-18. And that's good enough for second place in the AL East. So again, that shows you where the division's at. You got to be kidding me.
Look at that. He watching Yankees about to lose. All right. NBA playoff live looking. What's your thoughts, fellas?
I think every team that won, I expected to win, except for of course, Detroit. Um,
Yeah, I was pulling for Detroit for you too, buddy.
Detroit, yeah, they just got to close, man. They should have, if they would have closed, they probably would have had a gentleman's sweep. They're young. Hopefully, they'll get better. I've always said they need to probably go after Giannis, but I thought Giannis was a free agent. He's not, so I don't want to give up the farm for him. But I did like your suggestion, Wise. Give up some draft picks and maybe Schroeder.
Kyle
But
Kuzma.
Kyle Kuzma. I think every series in the
Messed up.
semifinals, except for the Knicks and Boston, except for the Knicks and Celtics, can potentially go 7 games. I don't see the Knicks and the Boston Celtics going 7. I think Boston will win in 5. But every other series can go 7 games. I like Indiana. They play hard. Donovan Mitchell, man. Donovan, he has yet to prove himself in the playoffs. This is the second time he's been a number 1 seed. So hopefully we'll see what happens this time. Denver and Oklahoma City, I just like the matchup. I think that's going to go 7 games. I think potentially I think Denver's going to win that series. I saw a stat where Oklahoma City versus teams who are not in the playoffs are 60-6, and everybody else who's in the playoffs is 8-8. So give or take, but I ain't really got much to say. I think Minnesota and Golden State's gonna be a good one. Everybody thinks Minnesota's gonna win, but I think Golden State, man. I think Golden State might come out the West.
Oh my gosh!
I think they have potential to come out the West. And Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Butler in the playoffs, he's a different animal. So
Mallz. I agree because Jimmy Butler took Miami to the finals. Think about now that he has Steph and Draymond.
Twice.
Yeah, twice. So
yeah, can't really overlook
I like that comment. He took his camera off. He put himself back on the camera.
Yeah, what you got, B Wise? What do you think?
Looking at it, I think we're about to be in for some good playoff basketball. The Pacers shocked me the other day, beating Cleveland. As we know, I was going for the Lakers, so I'm trying to readjust and find a new normal. But I'm also, I think I can't remember who I picked. I got to go back and look. I thought I picked the Lakers and somebody else. I think Lakers Celtics was my first pick, and I think I settled on OKC and the Celtics.
Yeah, it was OKC and Boston. I think you end up on.
And I think that's gonna be it. But something inside me, I think that the Knicks are gonna beat the Celtics.
What?
I got a feeling the Knicks gonna beat the Celtics. Something in me is just saying that. But then, like, I'm hearing stuff to where the Celtics have nobody. I'm not watching the game, so again, I don't know what's going on. I don't even know what the score is right now.
I'm gonna tell you why Boston's gonna come out.
Well, the Knicks are down by 17, but look.
Let's go scratch that. Scratch
The Knicks. I'm sorry, 16.
Why you let him go that far before you told him what the score was?
But like for starters, the Knicks, they have no bench, and everybody knows.
That's the biggest reason.
And everybody knows the knock on a Tom Thibodeau team. They get worn out.
Yep.
He wears his players out. He wore them out of Chicago. He wore them out of Minnesota. And he's wearing them out of New York. That's why they could never advance against Miami 2 years ago, against Indy. Who did they play last year? Was Indiana last year? Like they Jalen Brunson.
Indiana, yeah.
Jalen Brunson playing 40 minutes a night is you just can't do that in this style of pace of basketball. Just no. They need more depth, and Tom Thibodeau has to trust his bench.
Or get a bench.
Yeah. But I don't see. I mean, they're down by 16. They're jacking up threes. They're missing everything. Boston's probably gonna win this in 4 or 5 games.
Carl Anthony Towns in foul trouble.
Of course, he got 2 fouls in 5 minutes.
That's oh my
Hey,
gosh.
Knicks
I tell you,
Knicks in
what I
6
tell you,
or the
man.
Celtics in 4.
All right,
He
give me
cut his hair
Celtics
off.
in 4. And it's Celtics in 4.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
I don't
I
think the Knicks
can't.
gonna win in 6.
I don't think the Knicks gonna win in 6. I don't think
They're
the Knicks
not
gonna.
winning 2
Hey, it's
games.
the first game. It's the first game.
Brother Blue, what you think, brother?
Yeah, I lost my privilege to talk.
Yeah.
Knicks,
The Knicks down 17. He's like, oh.
the Knicks are a great team. I think on paper they have the team that can beat Boston. OG Anunoby, in my opinion, is the X factor. If he can contain either Tatum or Jalen Brown, it gives him a chance. I think the Knicks have the better stars. Um, if they all clicking, Brunson, Towns, Mikal Bridges, and OG all clicking, it's gonna be hard for Boston to beat them. Um, but at the same time, you know, Boston has the experience. I think it'll be Boston and Cleveland. I personally disagree with Mall's take on Donovan Mitchell on 8 straight 30-point games in the first game of a series. I mean, he doing everything he can. They got Ty Jerome getting 40 minutes a game.
Darius Garland also didn't play in that first game, too, by the
And
way.
he probably not gonna play game 2 either. So I mean, Donovan doing everything he can. It's just if you don't got your second best player, it's gonna be tough. But I think that they have enough to get past Indiana. I don't know. I think Halliburton is cool, but I don't believe in Nemhard and Mathurin. I don't think they can sustain, you know, past a 7-game series with a team as deep as Cleveland. I mean, Milwaukee was depleted. I mean, and it took them 7 games to beat them. So I can't see them getting past Cleveland. In the West, it's unfortunate to say, but Golden, I don't think anybody can beat Golden State. OKC, Denver, it don't matter. If you got Buddy Hill making getting 30 points, and he getting wide open shots all game, it's gonna be hard to beat them.
Right, and beat them 4 times in the series. I
It's
agree.
gonna be extremely hard to beat them, which pains me to say because if Steph won another ring in the LeBron era, it don't look good. It does not look good. It does not look good.
LeBron gonna have to go to Boston.
No, LeBron can't go nowhere else, man.
He got
Stop.
to go to
Boston,
Boston
no. They don't
He
need.
can't, you know,
or
Steph wins
OKC.
his 5th ring in one city. Like LeBron, you can't go nowhere else.
Didn't Steph not score until the what? End of the first half or end of the first quarter?
He scored 3 points in the first half. He made a 3 late in the second quarter. But Danny, me and Trigga seem to disagree. But what is your thoughts on Doc Rivers? I think he's the most overrated coach in the NBA.
I don't
Well,
know. I
hold
think he
on,
gets a
hold
bad
on,
rap.
hold on. Time out now. Now, you don't rephrase it. Look, I agree with you that Doc Rivers is probably not the greatest coach. I was talking about specifically this year and last year. You can't put all the blame on him because of, you know, just injuries. Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't all him.
I think Milwaukee is just a poorly run organization. Trading Drew Holiday for Dame was a mistake.
That was a horrible trade.
Horrible trade.
Horrible. I don't know why they broke it up. I think Milwaukee had a great roster. They had Giannis, and then they had 3-point shooters who played defense. I think the issue has always been Giannis. He cannot make jump shots, and he can't make free throws. If he make his free throws and his jump shots, he would have 2 or 3 rings right about now. But I look at that game a couple years ago against Miami, that Game 5 game, where he was like 10 for 23 from the free throw line. That shit is unacceptable, man. Like, they're called free throws for a reason. You're 7 feet tall. Your eyes are right at the basket. Make the fucking shot.
It's not like it's so easy.
I mean, I ain't
Some
saying
He
dudes
about to do a
just
press
can't.
conference about you. He about to do a
I had one of my coaches in college saying
Mallz.
he's like some people just can't shoot him. It's like a
He
mind
gonna
thing.
have
It's
a
like,
press
yeah, you
conference.
wide open and like, theoretically, yeah, it's supposed to be easy to make, but like some people just can't. They just don't. They don't have it.
Yeah. Trick,
You
I
and
know
John
you got it.
Halliburton better leave Giannis alone.
You said what?
I said you and John Halliburton better leave Giannis alone
Oh,
so
see,
he don't
Giannis,
Oh my
Giannis don't
god.
know. Giannis don't know I exist, so I can talk all the shit I want about Giannis.
Oh my
he gonna
god.
find you.
What was you about to say, Mallz?
I don't even remember now. Oh, so yeah, where y'all think Giannis is going? Where do you think Giannis and KD's gonna go this year? Well, next summer. Well, this summer.
Well, I'm thinking if I'm Milwaukee, I'm doing everything I can to keep Giannis. Especially if he's not a free agent. Like if he's, you know, the subject of trade talks or whatever, like if he forces his way out, if he wants out, then I think they'll, send him somewhere. Where? Who knows? I know Miami not getting him, but somebody gonna get him or try to, there's gonna be a bunch of teams that's gonna be vying for his services. But I think that's gonna be the only way that Giannis gets moves is he's gonna have to ask out. So we'll see. Things did not end well last year, and then now, with Damian Lillard potentially missing all of next year, um, in the state that they're already in, like they don't have anybody coming through that door soon. I don't know what the cap situation is if they are able to go out and get people to bring in to help rebuild that roster. I don't think they're in a position to do so, if I remember correctly. But it just don't look good right now. Like no one can blame Giannis for being upset at how this season, last couple seasons have ended, and him wanting out. He's already delivered a championship there, so they can't hold that against him. So he's absolutely free to go and do whatever he wants if he decides that he wants out of Milwaukee. So that's going to be the caveat there is him asking to be traded. As far as KD goes, I think it's inevitable the Suns are going to deal him. I think the front runners to land him right now will be the Houston Rockets because clearly looking at them, and I still don't understand how they got the number 2 seed. Watching them play in that series with the Warriors, I know playoff basketball is different from regular season basketball, but it's just that's what they were missing. Like they were missing a guy who could come in and get a bucket at any moment. Somebody who could come in and take over games, take over the fourth quarter when you need that go-to player to step up and make a big shot or make a big play. That's all they were missing. Um, Maybe they can go out and get another another shooter or role player or somebody who can score from outside because the three ball in that last game was non-existent. I think they only made 4 threes in Game 7, and that's crazy to think of. Fred VanVleet paid him all that money in free agency to come there, and he was virtually a no-show in that Game 7. So I think they are a KD away, and maybe a KD and a really good role player away from being a championship contender. They did all that this year, getting the number 2 seed, without having really a huge superstar player on their roster, then I think if they add a KD, that makes them even more potent, more dangerous. So I think they know that, and I think they will be aggressive in trying to get a KD or maybe somebody else of that caliber to come into Houston to take them boys over that hump and get them to that next tier.
Well,
So
I think the reason why Houston was a number 2 seed, I just don't think outside of OKC, I don't think the West was all that great this year. I think what Houston had 53 wins.
mhm.
Yeah, I mean that's really you really don't see that in a second seed. Usually they're in the high 50s. Um, the West really wasn't that great. But I believe in Ime Udoka. I think he's a heck of a coach. He got Boston to where they need to. Oh, look at the little baby. Hey, DJ, did your wife try to swing on you? I just saw a right hook and you dodged it. Like I didn't want to say nothing while Trey was talking.
Nah, that's Zeke.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, DJ getting his ass
You
whooped over
is
there.
a fool, man.
Right, disabled.
Hey,
I
it's still they coming back. They coming back.
mm,
Yeah, I still think the West was more loaded than the East, though.
well, yeah.
All
More
right.
Because the
top
East, we
heavy.
already know it's going to come down to 2 teams. It's going to be Boston or Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like Indiana's going to be tough. They're going to give Cleveland a great test, but I don't think they win that series. Even though they won game one last night, I still don't think they win the series. I'd be surprised if they won the series.
Okay.
And don't forget about the Knicks. But I like where you went to, Miles, with that.
I ain't worried
So,
about the Knicks.
what is y'all take on LeBron's future in LA?
I think he needs to get into acting.
Already been in a couple movies.
I mean, like, bro, it's time. I mean, he don't play no defense. I mean, he still contributes, but what else you got to prove? I mean, you can go nowhere but down. I get you want to play with your son, this, that, and the third, but I'm gonna say this again. Nico, what's his name? Is it Nico Collins? What's his name? What's the bad
Nico
GM?
Harrison or
Nico Harrison. Is he starting to look smarter than what people are giving him credit for?
Nah,
He
he's
kept
still.
screaming, defense wins championships. Luka is a liability on defense.
And AD a liability on the starting lineup.
Well, he is,
availability.
but Luka's a
It was
liability in the
crazy,
cafeteria
bro.
too.
His first game with Dallas, he didn't make it through 3 quarters.
Right, but Luka's a liability in the cafeteria too.
Now he in
Like,
LA now though. He out of Texas. He in
okay,
LA
well,
Oh
now.
my
he gonna
god!
go to a fat burger on Crenshaw.
Oh my god!
That's what
He
he gonna
said
be.
this
He
man
ain't
a
gonna be at no. He
liability
ain't gonna be at no V. He
in
gonna
the
be at a fat
cafeteria.
burger, Roscoe Chicken and Waffles. That's what his fat ass gonna be.
I think Braun going. And Braun is he gonna be an owner of a team.
I
He
think
gonna
so
he do.
too.
I think he gonna do the
But
Tom Brady route.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
y'all think What about Giannis to LA? Y'all see that happening, or is that just all smoke?
The league wouldn't allow that to happen.
Mm-mm.
Giannis to Miami.
Not happening, D Wise. Don't
Giannis
even
gonna
get
end
my
up in
hopes up. Nope.
Toronto.
Nope. Yeah, he ended up like in
Ooh,
San
Toronto, yeah.
Antonio or something like that.
Yeah.
And speaking of San Antonio and Miami, Trigga, is heat culture a thing of the past?
Well, I wouldn't say a thing of the past. I think a lot of people are being a little too harsh right now because of how bad Miami looked in that 4-game series, if we want to call it that, against the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round of the playoffs. I just think the Heat culture is, I think they got set back a little bit. But I hope Pat Riley sees now that you can only go but so far with a bunch of undrafted players, right? And think about all the undrafted players that aren't on the team anymore. They got traded or got contracts in free agency last year. Gabe Vincent, Max Strus. Max Strus finally seem like he's found his footing with Cleveland. Carved out a big role there, so he's thriving. But Caleb Martin, those guys like haven't really done much since they left Miami. So I hope they see that now. It's good to find undrafted guys and mold them into really good role players, but it's not working. Like this league has shown you that you need superstars. And Pat Riley, once upon a time, was really good at getting superstars into Miami. And for whatever reason, we've met with a slew of them over the last, several years in the off season, and we couldn't land any of them. And some of them we met multiple times, like James Harden, Kyrie Irving. We've met with Kevin Durant on 3 different occasions, and even we're in the rumors earlier this season at the trade deadline, possibly trading for KD. Apparently, there was talks about that, him coming to Miami, and once again, it never happened. So technically, he's been involved with us on 4 occasions now, and again, he's in the rumor mill, to be trading this summer. Miami is one of the teams to watch, as they obviously have shown interest in KD in the past and continue to, as recently as this past trade deadline. So the question is, are they going to have enough assets to go and land him? Nothing's really changed, from now. And back then, when our names were intertwined with his, as far as Miami being a destination for him, the only thing that has changed is Jimmy Butler, who was with the Miami Heat at the time, is no longer in Miami. So I don't know. I don't know what happens. I saw hypothetical trades online with people talking about shipping off Bam to the Lakers and Miami getting back Dalton Connect, Austin Reeves, and either Rui Hachimura or with somebody else, a third player. That was a
Jackson Hayes.
little intriguing, but we're not getting a lot of size coming back, and that was one of the things that Miami needed was size because they keep getting out rebounded by everybody, and they addressed that by drafting Kevin Ware, and they cleaned that up a little bit, but I don't know who's expendable. Is it Tyler Hero? Is it Bam Adebayo? Who do you trade him to? Who be getting back for him? Like, I don't know. Should Miami just go ahead and just go into a full rebuild? I don't think they're going to do that because Tyler Hero and Bam are in their primes and they're trying to build around them and win for those guys. If we go into a rebuild, those guys will be pretty much coming out of their primes by the time we're ready to, be a contender again. And I don't think they want to waste those guys' careers like that. So I think they're still going to look to compete, which I would be happy if they did. I don't want to be sitting out the next 3 or 4 years, while they rebuild. But we'll see what happens in the offseason. But I think the most realistic target they can get between Giannis and KD will probably be KD. Do they get either one of them? My prediction, probably not. I think if they do get anybody, it'll probably be somebody who's not a superstar. It'll be like a really good role player or, just somebody else as far as like cap space or money goes to help things for 2026 when they'll really be set up to go out and make some moves. But yeah, I don't see them doing anything significant. It's all talk, just like it usually is, and they'll go into next season and they'll have the same roster. Maybe they add a couple pieces in the draft and they get a couple free agents that won't really make a difference, and then they'll roll the balls out and they'll go play next year and probably be a play-in team again for the 4th year in a row.
So I got.
What's that?
I got 2 questions for him, but you go ahead, Mallz.
Yeah, I think Heat culture is past its prime. The way Heat culture has always been. Me and Trigga talked about. We all talked about it. It's just a different time and day, man. These people, these athletes are different. The Heat culture, the Patriot way, I just don't think that works anymore because at the end of the day, you need stars. One thing that I respected about Tom Brady and Tim Duncan of the world, they let their coach chew them out because they had the mindset of, okay, if they chewing the stars out, then the role players will have to get held accountable. Where these players think differently. They're not they make too much money, they have too much power. So you're gonna have to change your ways. It's just, how do you not have professional single athletes not want to move to Miami? That is mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's all that
Professional,
micromanagement stuff.
yeah,
So like I said, I
professional.
don't.
Go ahead, Trigger. I'm just saying, professional athletes who are not married do not want to move to Miami. That is crazy. No state taxes, no state income taxes, and all the whole 9.
Yep, it's true. B-Wise, what were your questions?
So
Hold on, B-Wise.
about-
The Knicks then cut it down to 8. I'm sorry.
Let's go. Yeah. Lady Ray, quiet on that. When they was up by 20, we talking, but now it's cut down to 8. But so if you're Miami, Trigger, I heard the reports that the Celtics are looking to break up the team this year. Do you send Bam or Tyler Hero some picks for a Jaylen Brown or Kristaps Porzingis, or do you trade Tyler Hero and some picks for a first-round pick and try to get a Cooper Flag?
I don't think they're going to get Cooper Flag, but I probably would trade Hero for either one of Jaylen Brown or Porzingis.
Because I don't think they're going to let Tatum go, but I think Jaylen Brown, maybe a Tyler Hero, some picks and something else for Jaylen Brown.
But my thing is, hold on, but if you're Boston and you win another championship, why would you even make that trade?
Because I think the money. I think there's too much money they have invested in everybody.
Even if you win another championship?
They're going to have to pay Hero, too, though. He's still in the midst of a big contract.
Let me see.
So I don't know
I
how the
think it was
money
something
will
about
work.
the money.
No, I would go to Golden State route. I'll keep paying that luxury tax as long as they keep fucking winning. I mean, that's what
So,
Golden State used to do. They was in the luxury tax year after year after year, but they were winning.
dang, they are at 939 million of guaranteed money. They about to pay out $1 billion in guarantees.
To Boston?
Boston. So that money is starting to look funny. But now I got another question. Should the Miami Heat follow the Spurs path? You see, I love how Pop is embracing it and making a joke about it and having fun with it. I mean, I like how he's like truly stepping into it to show people like, hey, this is what we want. And I wish they would have named Tim Duncan coach, but maybe he didn't want it.
Well, I think that's what it is. I know Pop. I think Pop wanted Tim to be the head coach. I don't know if y'all remember. Pop didn't coach a game, and Tim Duncan was the head coach. And Tim Duncan said he hated it. I don't even think Tim Duncan's coaching anymore.
Oh
He
yeah,
tried
Yeah,
to
he
get.
is.
I get that.
I think he wanted Becky Hammond to be the head coach. I think he wanted her to be the first the first woman to be a head coach in the NBA. But then she ended up going to the WNBA. So I just think he tried. Pop always does stuff. You remember that time he got ejected like 60 seconds into the game so Becky Hammond can coach? Like, that's just the type of person Pop is. But I think I don't even. What's the dude name? Josiah. What's the coach name?
Oh, shit.
Who?
I'll get that answer for you.
Yeah, but I think he'll do a good job. It was time. Pop, his health is not in the best. I looked at his press conference. It was tough to watch. I'm not gonna lie. It was tough to watch. He was holding on to Manu and Tim Duncan a lot. So my
Mitch
thing is,
Johnson.
how much is he going to be as the president? Like, how much is he going to do? I didn't even know he was the president before he became a head coach. I didn't even know that.
I didn't either.
So,
Yeah, I think it's a good role for him. I think it's more health concern, really, rather than him wanting that role. I
yeah.
think he's finally realized that, he probably needs to take a step back. So he's doing that, but he still wants to be involved. So he's just moving on upstairs. So
Yeah.
I think it's more of his health kind of taking him out of that role. Now, Pat Riley, he has to say he wants out in order for it to be out.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Mickey Harrison could fire him or whatever too, because technically he's not like the owner of the team. He just he's president. But anywho, um, again, I don't think Heat culture's dead. I still think that the way they play and how they do business is it goes hand in hand with winning basketball. I just don't think they have the personnel right now to fill that out. The biggest part of that personnel went to Golden State. So that took a hit. And then, but you got some guys there that still have it in them that still carry that torch. We just need more to go along with them. We need to bring in guys who embody that. We need superstar players that we can bring in that have that dog in them. Um, so yeah, I think Heat culture, is still alive and well. They just had a setback this year, showed some cracks, but I think they can easily reattain it. And it's something that's going to be attached to them as long as Spo and Riley are there and they are in charge of some capacity. Spo is really young still. I know he has a lot of years on the sidelines, that it makes it seem like he's a lot older than he is, but he's still a very young coach, and I can't imagine him wanting to abandon that, especially going out the way that they've been going out the last couple of years, um, and not win another championship. Especially since LeBron James was there, which was the last time they won a championship. So I think he would like to win one, and show that he can win one without having a LeBron James, a D Wade, and a Bosh on his team. He's been successful in getting to two NBA Finals since then. They just haven't had enough to bring it in or to go win one again. So, But again, Brad Stevens was really young too, and then he decided to go in the office. Thought he had a lot of years of coaching left in him, but I guess it's all how you feel and what you think you can do to best serve the program. So I don't know what Spo would like to do. I feel like if I know him and Pat Riley well enough and how they do things, I feel like they're going to stay where they are. Pat Riley's going to stay in the office. Spo's going to stay on the sidelines. And they're just going to try to go out in free agency this year and just try to nail it. And they're just going to try to get guys in and make this team better so that we can compete and actually be a contender next season. Whether that's making a trade or going out and getting a big time free agent like a Kevin Durant, or probably not going to happen, but a Giannis, um, they'll be right back in it. So we'll see what they do. But I have to think the way that Cleveland beat us, especially those last two games in our home gym, um, in an embarrassing fashion. I've got to think that they're not just going to sit back and let this roster ride as it is. Um, Heat coaches is still there. Now it's their time to go back and make it respectable or more respectable than it was um, after that Cleveland series. So we'll see what they do, but I'm not going to get my hopes up.
Brother Blue, did you want to speak to the Heat culture?
Nah, man. I think Pat Riley is way past it. I think Pat Riley is the Jerry Jones of the NBA. I think he
Knicks down by 4.
I think yeah, he is you need to let Spo run the show and step aside, and I think they'll be fine. Um, but I think his ego has become almost a deterrent to superstars. Like I mean, Jimmy was there, gave him everything he could for three straight seasons, took him to two finals, and it was an ego clash that got into the way. I mean, we know Jimmy Butler is who he is, but you can't knock what he's done in the league, and how valuable he is, especially at this time of the year. So them not being able to make that work with Hero and Bam being the young stars that could have helped propel them to consistent contention. Um, I think that's kind of making other superstars shy away from Miami because Pat's gonna run the show the way he want to run it. So if he step aside, I think they'll be fine. But until that happen, I don't know. I don't know. There's no LeBron coming back. KD got a couple more years. If they miss out on Giannis, who's next? Zion
Mm.
or Ja Morant? Maybe one of those guys. I would probably try to get Zion if I could, if I was in. I don't know if Miami gonna be any better of a
Yeah, I
environment
don't
for
think
him than
Miami's a good place for Zion.
I
than
don't
New
think Miami would
Orleans.
be better for either one of them guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my
but
goodness.
who else are you gonna have the opportunity to get? I don't know.
All
Jordan
right. Well,
Poole.
listen to this one.
Joel Embiid, maybe.
How
Yeah.
about SGA?
Nah,
No,
OKC's a
not good.
small market. Plus stars leave OKC.
nah, he not leaving no case.
Okay.
Not. I could see if they were like not really good and they were like lottery pick team every year and he was balling out. But yeah, they're actually really good. I can't see him leaving that team and going elsewhere, especially when they have the potential to win it all.
I mean, I ain't saying this year, but I'm just saying, OKC is a small market. Superstars leave.
Yeah, I'm saying this year we need to go make a move like ASAP
No,
on
okay.
somebody. I mean, Miami's better set up for 2026 anyway. I just don't know who's going to be available then. But I know they're going to be trying to find somebody this off season because again, if I know them, hopefully, if I know them well enough, they will be looking to, you know, uh, get that sour taste out of their mouth from what happened to them against the Cavs in the playoffs. Like, ain't no way. And I don't think, again, another point I want to make too, going out that way, I don't see Pat Riley stepping down, at least this year, after, going down in embarrassing fashion like that. If they're competitors, like I think they are, they're going to try to come back and at least, if they go down next year, it won't be without a fight. Like they didn't even fight back in those 2 games they lost at home. Like, they just pretty much rolled over and let Cleveland do whatever they wanted to. So I don't think Pat Riley's going to just leave, and that be his last memory, and that's going to negate everything that he's done for the game, for the Miami Heat organization. I don't think Spo will want to leave the sidelines on that note. The way they went out to Cleveland, so that's why I truly think that there won't be any changes, in the front office or on the sidelines, at least for next season, because the way they went out this year was so embarrassing that I don't think either guy will want that to be everybody's. Because everyone's had great things to say about Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra and how good of a job that they do, and they don't want that to be negated by, all right, well, I'm going to go up in the office. Pat Riley's going to retire, and this is going to be our, the last thing people remember us by. Me as a coach, getting blown out on my home floor in front of a bunch of thousands of fans, losing by what they lost by what 50, 55 points in that last game.
37 in game 3, 55 in game 4. So what is that? 92.
Yeah, so like that's crazy. I would not want to go down, or I would not want to retire or move into a different position knowing that was the last time or last thing people remembered me for doing. Like I don't want to go out like that.
Hey, Trigger, that sound good, but that real estate in Miami high. We got to put butts in seats. So
Yeah.
you may not want to go out that way, but you go ahead and sit down, Pat.
Well, unless
Come
Mickey
on, Eric.
Arison makes that decision, them guys I don't think will make that decision for themselves. So
Hey, we'll form a legacy committee with him. We'll put Dwayne Wade on there, Udonis Haslam, Mike Miller, Shane Battier. They'll be at all the games. We'll do all that in the legacy committee, but we got to win basketball games.
And I think me and Trigger also said, I think D Wade or UD needs to have a role in the Miami Heat. I think D Wade can attract free agents. But, Pat Riley's got to, like DJ said, he's got to step to the side and, his ego's got to go away. Knicks are down by 1 with the ball. But, Cat just shot an air ball. But, yeah.
Surprise.
All right. I know we talked about it, but I think in the playoffs, who do y'all give a real threat to making it that shouldn't make it?
Like I said, for the West, I mean, I don't even think we can really call Golden State a threat. I think they're the legit favorites. So I would say a threat. It would probably have to be Denver.
I agree with that. I would say Denver for sure because
Yeah.
Jokic motivated. He the
Yeah.
best in the world. Can't do nothing but him.
But for the East, I would probably have to say Indiana. I mean, just because of process of elimination, I don't trust New York, and I can't really call Boston and Cleveland the threats. They're the top dogs, so it just leaves Indiana. They play hard. So,
hey, that'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the East, even though I don't think they're going to win the series, but I think Indiana is probably going to be my dark horse team. That's out of the teams that's left. If they somehow made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, like I said, I'd be surprised. Even though they won Game 1 of the series, but I think Cleveland is going to win that series. But yeah, because the other guy, I don't really expect the Knicks to do much. Obviously, Boston and Cleveland are the favorites. So Indiana's the other team that could, potentially be a thorn in their side and ruin what they're trying to do. In the West, I think Minnesota's my team to watch. Denver's kind of going to be who they are. OKC's obviously going to be who they are. And then, Golden State, I think they didn't really surprise a lot of people. I even said, I think on the show a few episodes ago that Golden State will probably beat Houston. Like that's a very favorable matchup for them if they were to get them in the first round. Like I know there are two in the seventh seed, but I feel like Golden State would be the better team because Houston is where OKC was last year, right now. So if they go out and like I said, they get a KD or somebody, they'll be right back and they'll probably be even better. So um, so yeah, sorry, got distracted. But yeah, so they didn't surprise me at all that Golden State beat Houston. But I don't think it's going to be as easy for them to get through Minnesota. They won 7 games with Houston. I think Minnesota's a better team than Houston. Um, um, Golden State's got to deal with both Rudy Gobert in the paint and then Nas Reed who can stretch the floor. And as far as I know, Golden State's big, Kevon Looney, and who else, the other dude they got, Post. I don't see them doing too much with, as long as they are playing defense and Nas Reed's in the game, and they got to guard them outside the paint. That opens things up for Ant Man. Mike Conley's a nice veteran guard. He's not going to do too much. He's going to set things up. He's going to take smart shots. I just think Minnesota's going to be a tough out. Man, series could go either way. I'm not saying Golden State's going to lose it, but I think y'all just, I wouldn't put Golden State in the Western Conference Finals too fast just yet. Minnesota's a tough team.
On Earth 762, I got Nuggets and Knicks in the championship. So
Okay.
I'm gonna skip ahead. They had Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I know Bud took this fight because they're paying him $100 million. He said on Club Shay Shay, he's getting 100. Canelo's getting 150. Shout out to Wap because Wap predicted this fight after his fight with Errol Spence, and I was like, ain't no way this is gonna happen, but it happened. I just think Bud is too small, man. Canelo is Canelo, he carries that weight better. What Danny? What I mean, Brother Blue, what they fighting at 160?
168.
160. So damn, 8 pounds. Yeah, it's that's too much weight. He's gonna be carrying around 21 pounds of extra weight. Um, he's not a natural. He's not a natural light heavyweight. Look at his body frame. He's lanky. Those punches are gonna hurt. Those punches are going to hurt. I hope he doesn't get hit because if he gets hit, he's gonna get hurt. Give me Canelo.
Give
Yeah,
him
I don't
Canelo.
like this fight at all.
You say what? What you say, Brother Blue?
I said I don't like it at all. I mean, I think it'll be a.
You don't like what?
I don't like the matchup. I think if they agree to maybe if Canelo came down on maybe not 157 or 158 a catch weight, make it somewhat fair, but wanting to go up to 168 is admirable, but I just don't see
And yeah, and
him being able to compete your first fight at that weight against the best guy at that weight. I don't know.
and here's the thing: they have to be 168 by the weigh-in. So after they weigh in, when Canelo rehydrates, shit, he might be walking with around 180.
Yep.
Like that, which I still don't get how you can gain all that weight in such little time. Someone's gonna have to explain that to me. But it,
Box is scared to fight at their real weight.
yeah, I don't. I'm with you. I'm with you, Brother Blue. I don't like the matchup at all. I think Bud saw the payday. And he was like, "I'm gonna get this money, and then I'm gonna hit the sunset." But I don't like the matchup.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna
I
be a good enough fight to be worth the 250 million they paying.
Yeah.
Cause you pay that, you expect a trilogy, a Wilder type like Fury type of fight where it's competitive,
Mm-hmm.
knockouts. You can't pay that type of money and guys just boxing.
Right.
They gotta fight. You gotta fight for that. and I just don't see it happening. I think Canelo might try to hurt him.
I think so too. And I know you said I knew Canelo won't gonna go down the weight. Usually boxers don't like to go down because they lose their power and they get weak. So that's why I was like, Buzz will have to go up to 168, and I just do not see him walking around with 21 extra pounds. Now I saw him on Club Shay Shay. He's bulked up, but how does he look as far as like his speed and all that? And again, can he take a hit from a 180-pound man? So,
We'll see.
I think Dana White and what's his name? Turk, I forgot his name, but they said they got the money and they gonna be paying for these fights, so they showing.
They,
But
they
I
gonna
just
play
gotta
hard.
Manny Pacquiao even coming back.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
his
saw.
ass broke. That's all that is. He need money.
Like that's I don't know. It's a lot of money going around in boxing and all these sports, but I don't know. I got a feeling, Bud. I got a Bud, man. Some tell me Bud gonna win. I think he gonna
I mean, it's any chance, any punch can win a fight,
a
but
puncher's chance.
yeah, punch is chance. That's the word. But yeah, like I said, I don't like it. But I thought Errol Spence was the better fighter, and Bud took him to school. Even though Errol Spence did not, something looked wrong with him. But I mean,
Yeah.
eyes were bloodshot red when he got into that ring.
I just don't think Bud has the defense to beat Canelo. He take too much punishment.
Right,
Yeah.
The way Mayweather beat Canelo was he made him miss and he could counterpunch.
right.
You can't. I don't think Bud got that in him at 30. And he ain't gonna be 38 by the time of the fight.
Probably. And Mayweather had Canelo at what, 21, 22 years old? He was
Yep.
young, dumb. He ain't know no better. And then you see Mayweather ain't get back in the ring with him since.
Yep.
Do you think? Do y'all think? Random question: a Mayweather Pacquiao fight sells today?
No.
I think it will. I mean, Mayweather, he's a marksman. He knows how to market. I think it will sell to non boxing fans, but true boxing fans gonna watch it. Um,
Yeah.
I haven't watched that one Jake Paul fight. So, um, so to non-boxing fans, yeah, but to the true boxing fans, and I'm not gonna sit there and say I'm a true boxing fan, but someone who loves boxing, I wouldn't pay for it. The fight I want to see is and I know DJ going to disagree with me. I want to see Javante and Shakur. I think Shakur, now he's not gonna knock Javante out, but I think he's gonna outbox him.
You might want to see
Uh
that.
oh.
Huh?
We want to see
I want to see you
fights,
in a fight,
man.
man.
We want to see fights.
You say what, brother Blue?
I said we want to see fights, man. We don't want to see people dance, and we
Alright.
want you to throw them hands, man. We saw what happened with Devin Haney this weekend. Put me to sleep.
Hey, I saw that. I saw you tweeting about oh,
I
see you
don't
tweeting
know.
about that.
No, we don't want to see that. That style of boxing is gone. Mayweather was the only person that could do that because he had
Yeah.
that power, just enough power to make him like, ooh,
Mm. Well, like I said, he was a marketer. He marketed himself to where people paid to see him get knocked out, and he couldn't
yeah,
do it. He had a nice punch, but then I think he broke his hand in a fight, and he lost some punching power. So that's when he became even more of a defensive technician. But
Shakur hands
I
is
would,
worse than his.
yeah, but yeah, I was just wondering. I mean, I think boxing has calmed down. I'm trying to think of stars.
Jake
I
Paul.
always wanted to see Fury and Anthony Joshua, but Joshua, he has a glass jaw. He's lost too many fights now to where I don't think he can, sell. Um, yeah, I don't really think there's many fighters out there for real. A good marquee matchup.
Well, some good fights still out there.
Oh, who you think?
I personally, my dream fight, I would love to see Javante and Inoue fight at like 130, 128, some type of catch weight, maybe 130. But I think that's way bigger and a better fight than Crawford and Canelo.
You said Javante and who?
Um, Inoue, he's a Japanese,
Okay.
like two-time undisputed in like junior featherweight and featherweight. So he fight at like 126 or something like that.
I got you.
126, 125. He very small, but him and Javante around the same size. It won't take nothing for him to add 5 pounds and you know them
Right.
fight.
I got you.
Boxing got so many weights for me to keep up with. I
Well,
can't do
I've always hated
it.
boxing. Like, I never understood why the hell you got 15 belts in each weight class. Like the UFC, they got one belt in each weight class. Like, how do you have three fucking champions in one weight class? Like, you got the WBC, WBA, IBC, NAACP, LMNOP. Like, goddamn, everybody a goddamn champion. So, but
All
you
right,
know,
The Knicks
let's
must
get
be
to
winning. He over there clapping.
yeah. They winning. They up. They up
they up by
6 after
six.
Knicks is tough.
What? They
they
up
can't.
6?
They can't.
Knicks are
Hey,
tough.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I
Oh,
that's a
think this is
team.
more
That's a
so. I
team
think
that's
this is
built to
more so
win.
Boston than New York because Boston was up by 20.
and
that's crazy.
game one, I'll take them because I think Boston has won 18 of their last 20, and they would do well. This game ain't over, but they would do a loss in I think their first game.
That's
I
what I
forgot
say
what the bet was.
about Cleveland. I think they were due a loss too, and that Pacers thing came right on time. But I think they'll win game 2, obviously, and then they'll still win in Indiana. It'll be a 2-2 series coming back to Cleveland, and I think they'll take over from there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Cleveland, they took Mason Graham with their draft pick, I believe. I can't remember, but I think they took Mason Graham. I don't got Brother Blues, Commodores, or Ravens up here, but
I'm about to say
how do you
which
feel?
team.
Yeah, I know which one we represent. Hey, I don't know. Hey, DC got the draft in 2027. Congratulations, DC, for getting the draft. Uh, how you feel? How you
Yeah, but
feel,
one
Brother Blue?
NFC championship game, and now they hosting the draft.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
y'all been to NFC Championship games more recently than the Cowboys. So,
Yep, Dallas is only good enough to host WrestleManias,
Hell, Taylor Swift has been to more conference
concerts.
championship games than Dallas.
ooh, oh my goodness, that's
I
true.
mean,
So, but the state of the NFL, the state of the Panthers, Cowboys, Commanders, Ravens. Um, I can ask y'all. So, with the Ravens and the Justin Tucker situation, Justin Tucker was released by the Ravens today. Now, I, do we think it's a football decision, or do we think it's with what Justin Tucker has going on?
I think it's a little bit
the
of both.
latter.
He did
Now,
not. He had his worst season this year. As you know, kickers are very
Lost several
expendable.
games.
Yeah,
yeah,
the kickers are they're very expendable. Once they go down south, 9 times out of 10 they're gone. And then what happened? But like I said earlier, these women are so damn messy. Got to keep your head on a swivel, fellas. Keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, I feel like they would have kept Tucker had he not had all that stuff going on outside of the football field. I think with all that, I think they were looking, especially after how he's looked this year or this past season particularly. I think they were looking for a reason to maybe get rid of him, and I think this was the perfect thing that could come up and be like, all right, well, we can justify it by saying that he didn't play his best, but it's really because of these allegations and stuff. Like, they had the whole Ray Rice situation. They cut ties with him, and now here we are again. Obviously two different things, but both involving females and potential violence, allegedly. So I don't know, But I
And I
think,
think with the Ray Rice situation, they handled that so bad. You remember they only suspended him for like 2 games, and then once the
mhm,
video came out, they're like, "Oh shit!" Like,
yeah. And that, I mean, I get it. You know, they didn't have video proof or whatnot. But
mhm,
once it came out, you know, they had no choice. But you know, and
mhm.
again, learning from that situation, not trying to make that same mistake twice, not even come close to it. It's just like, you know, he wasn't performing well anyway. You know, let's just go ahead and cut ties with him. This could get ugly. But if he was Lamar Jackson, you know, player in his prime that was performing, you know, he probably still is in the Ravens uniform. But that's another thing too. Like it almost depends on who you are, um, and what you bring to that team. That can tell, or that can allow you to get away with certain things. Well,
Jimmy
not get
Johnson
away
said,
with it, but they give you more leniency.
yeah, Jimmy Johnson said one of the greatest things when he was the head coach of the Cowboys. He said, "I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna treat everybody differently. If you're one of the best players on my team, I'm gonna let you slide with some things. But if not, I'm gonna cut you." Mike Thomas said something the same thing too.
I
So
think
it's
you
all like
have
you
to
said,
be that
Trigger. It's
way
all
in the
about. It's all
professional
about.
ring.
Yeah.
You have to be that way in the professional ring because it's different. You know, everybody that you're coaching is getting paid. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of them getting paid more than the head coach. So it's like, you know, you can't be a certain way because you know if I'm coming up to you, or if a coach is coming at me a certain way, and I'm like I make more money than you, you know, and I'm putting up all the numbers, and I'm a a crucial player to the team, like. I'm not gonna do anything you tell me to do. I'm gonna do whatever I want or whatever. Like nothing you tell me is gonna work. So you gotta treat me differently than, say somebody who's fighting to stay on the team, who doesn't play a lot or whatnot. So it's
Yep.
different. I think
That's
Mike,
why.
Jimmy Johnson. It's great you brought this up. There was an incident that happened. Michael Irvin had done something. I forget what it was, but um, there was another player with him. He was the one that got cut. Michael Irvin's got a slap on the wrist. So that shows you right there because Michael Irvin was who he was. This other guy that was with him was doing the same thing he was doing, and that guy got cut. Michael Irvin, I think he just got fined, maybe something like
Mhm.
that.
Well, Mike
So
Thomas said with the whole Antonio Brown situation, he was like, "I'm gonna hurt the player, not the team." So
All right.
yeah, so
So I agree with y'all on those with the Justin Tucker thing. But I ask you, if that's the case, why draft Mike Green?
draft who?
Mike Green.
Who the hell is that?
That's the edge from Marshall, who was at UVA, who had the sexual assault allegations, and that's the reason he fell so far in the draft. You're
Again,
dealing with the Justin Tucker. You had the Ray Rice. You had
good
all this stuff
point.
going on. You wanted to get
He
away with
ranked
it. Why would you
21.
draft the guy?
Good
Yeah.
point.
well, they probably did their deep investigations, and then Mike Green, he may be like I said, kickers are expendable.
There you go. That's
You so much fart the wrong way. I'm gonna get rid of your ass.
what he
So
had. 18
Wow.
sacks. 18 sacks. Speak.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
so that goes to your point. It depends on the position.
yeah.
But I feel bad for Justin Tucker. I hope his legacy. Well, first off, if he did it, I hope he gets everything that comes to him. But if it's just allegations, I feel bad for his legacy to be ruined like that. But back to it, Brother Blue. Are the Commanders winning the Super Bowl next year with what they doing in this offseason?
I don't think we can go to the Super Bowl. I think we'll be back in the NFC Championship though.
Ooh, back-to-back NFC championship. Something Dallas hasn't seen since
I like what they
Carolina
did
2.
in the draft. I still think we're a real running back away from actually being competitive.
Hold
Yeah,
on, wait a minute.
I would
Time
say
out.
that too.
When the hell does Carolina been to a back-to-back NFC title game?
Uh, I said Carolina 2. I said that. I prefaced that after
Okay,
I said
I was
that.
about to have boy. Baby, let me eat my grapes, and I couldn't.
Hey, we made it within the first 3 years of being created. That's why I'll take that.
You right.
So I'm sorry. You said a running back away.
Yeah, I don't like Brian Robinson, or I mean Eckler is way past his prime, so I don't. They did draft that running back from Arizona.
Scatterboo.
No,
Oh,
not
Scatterboo went to the Giants. Never mind. My bad.
I think he's
Scotty
no, it's
went
from
there. State.
Western Kentucky, I believe. But I don't know if he's gonna get a role because they still believe in Brian Robinson. So
Uh-oh.
we'll see.
Ja'Cory Korski Merritt,
What's the score?
round 7.
100. Knicks got the ball. 5 seconds left.
You said who?
Knicks got the ball. 5 seconds left. Score is 100 to 100.
Oh, it's tied up.
All right, be wise. It's 9:30, brother.
All right, so y'all gotta get y'all Cowboys. What y'all feel about the Cowboys, and that's really
Same shit.
Receiver. Please go get a receiver. They probably won't though because it'll cost them too much. So they
Go
need to
get an
trade for
owner.
somebody.
Go get a general manager. Go get a president. That's what you need.
Yeah, I mean all that. Honestly, I agree with that. But
Yeah.
since we're not getting all those things, they need to go re-sign Amari Cooper because again, bringing him back not going to cost the same amount of money, and we don't need him to perform and show up big. He don't need to be the number one guy. You know, we got CeeDee Lamb's in that role now, so he can do what he needs to do from a number 2 role and open things up for CeeDee Lamb, and he can still be a threat, you know, every now and again. So they need a number 2 receiver because Jalen Tolbert and Jonathan Mingo and Flournoy, those dudes are not it. I don't care what Jerry says. They are not it.
I'm still trying to figure out how Jerry Jones ain't got caught in the scandal, man. Like, nobody got no dirt on this man. Like, nobody.
Got oil
Like,
money, man.
he's best friends with Vince McMahon and Donald Trump, and he's the clean one? Like, really? Robert Kraft got caught in the scandal. You telling me you ain't got no dirt on this man? No dirt.
Jerry ain't doing nothing out there.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
my goodness. All right, here we go. Jalen, up.
That's it. Ball game.
No, it was a foul.
But I thank
Better
y'all for
call it.
giving us that 4th round pick for Jonathan Mingo so we can get Nick Gordon and Princely. I can't say his name, but both all SEC first team edge rushers. We got Nalo, Tetaroa McMillan from Arizona with the number 1 pick.
Oh,
So we got our number 1 wide receiver that was being looked at by the Cowboys, and Michael Parsons was visibly upset
he missed
when
it.
Carolina took it back. He missed it. The Knicks ain't
Jalen
win?
Brunson missed a layup. I'm sorry.
Nick's going to lose now.
Trevor Etienne was a good pick. Cam Jackson, Jimmy Horn Jr. We picked up Hunter Renfrew. We had 7 or 9 receivers on our roster right now. I need another safety. I think Justin Simmons or Julian Blackman should be on our radar, and Razul Douglas and Asante Samuel Jr. I think Carolina, with the pickups and all the things we did, the defensive line spending, I think, $130 million on it this offseason, 10 wins. And that's why I invested this year, and that's why I signed up, and I got my PSLs because we're going to the playoffs. First year PSL, want to go into the playoffs.
He said they was going to have 10 wins for the past 2 years. They haven't had 10 combined wins.
Hey, 5 + 4 is 9. Third time's the charm.
That's not 10.
Well, it's got to change.
Okay,
But
y'all get 6 wins this year.
Brother Blue on here. The trend ain't my friend right now. We're trending down, but we hit some support right now. We hit some support with this draft, and we about to make a bounce, and we about to go. I'm telling you. Look at we all over the news. Xavier Legette at the Kentucky Derby, all over the NFL social media. They got Bryce as a top 16 quarterback.
This man's in a top 16 quarterback, so he's mid, in other words.
You're number 16 on that list too, ain't it?
I gotta find the list, but I think they had Jaden Daniels first. It's discrepancies on that list.
Boy, they'll do anything to make people have jobs. Let people have jobs. Top 16 quarterbacks.
I gotta find it. I'll find it's on. I'll send it into. But they had, I think like Bo Nix was in the top 5 or top 6. It was wild. It was wild on
Troll this.
yeah, it was on Twitter. So I gotta look at where it was. But Bryce, hey, I'm telling you, Carolina, we getting 10 wins, and we making the playoffs. And y'all are coming to the Cowboys game in Carolina. And then that's it. That's all I got, man. I don't know.
I ain't about to spend $300 on no ticket.
You don't have to. We get face value. I got 1 seat already. We just got to get tickets for who else want to come. We get them at face value. I just got to call the office.
I'm selling my ticket.
And depending on how the records are, we might get them for $2. So that's a win. I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, they might give us money to go get them tickets.
I'm telling y'all now. If
I'm still
Carolina
gonna
is
decline.
bad, and these tickets are going for $2, with the invoice they hit me with on May 1st, I'm gonna cuss somebody out. It's gonna be some issues. Brother Blue, I'm gonna be on the news. So it's gonna be some problems. But I feel good about Carolina. I think Carolina's going. I think we're gonna win the NFC South. I think we're going to the playoffs. And
So you're gonna win the NFC South?
yes, win the NFC South, go to the playoffs, and I think Joe Milton starts 2 games for the Cowboys this year. That's my
So
finishing and final thoughts and where I'm at.
You don't think the Buccaneers might run that one back?
Nah, they're getting old. They're getting old. Saints need a quarterback, and the Falcons. We'll see. I worry about the Falcons because they did good in the draft too. They got James Pierce and they got Jalen Walker, who was big for their defense. They lost Justin Simmons. They lost Grady Jarrett.
Shout out to James Pierce. That brother is winning in life. Lord him. That brother is winning.
Oh my gosh, where did this come from?
That brother is winning. Did you see what his woman had on at the draft? That you know what that dress meant, what they was planning on doing after the draft. Now I don't know how it's gonna work with him being in Atlanta and she in LA, but hey, he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That brother is winning.
Lady Ray is going to the Dolphins game as a Dolphins fan who don't even know 5 starting players on that team.
Oh my gosh.
Mute him. All right. What's your final thoughts, fellas?
Fellas, Mother's Day's coming up.
There you go.
I know your girl's wondering where you gonna take her, what you gonna get her, this, that, and the third. She on your nerves. But before you swipe that credit card, before you make those reservations, before you make that phone call, you know what you gotta do. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
I don't think Brother Blue know. What we got to
let
do?
Brother Blue, he'll figure it out. So, Brother
Ladies.
Blue, this goes to you. You a new father. Congratulations. But before you make that I'm joking.
Ladies, if you heard anything from Mallz's message earlier, make sure you go through that phone for them Ericas. Ladies, go through that phone.
Hey, I've always said, ladies, go through that phone. I never discriminate. I say, hey, go through it. Check it. Check the DMs. Check the messenger. Check it all.
Man, you gonna have people fight on Mother's Day weekend. Man.
DJ, I know you've been through phones once or twice in your life.
Maybe.
Yeah, see?
You don't gotta go through it. You just see something light up, you might glance.
Nah, you gotta go through it because Bestie, Pizza Hut ain't gonna cut it. You gotta see what Pizza Hut talking about, what type of deals they talking about, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know that. I don't know that stuff, brother. All right, Brother Blue, your final thoughts, your final words. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, man, this was a pleasure being on and joining y'all. Definitely got to do this again. Final thoughts: Knicks in 7.
Hey,
The Knicks had a chance tonight and they blew it.
Yeah.
Did they lose?
I don't see the Knicks winning game 2. So they gotta win game 1.
Yeah, they're gonna be tired tonight. They gotta get this one, but if they lose this, they lose in game 2, and they in trouble.
Oh, they about to win right now.
What's the
Trigga,
score?
what's your
102 to 100 New York. I think they got a 3-point play. Dude,
Ooh.
OG Ananobi, he got fouled on the dunk.
Oh. All right. Well,
Oh yeah. It was a
yeah.
fake.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing. Just the Yankees. Y'all hear me? They'll get a starting pitcher sooner rather than later. I know everyone keeps saying, "Oh, it's still early. Let things play out. It's still early." Well, these games gonna cost us. These games will cost us. Go get a starting pitcher, damn it! Oh my gosh! Oh, that's gonna bring in a run though.
Oh, and also, DJ, make sure you dump your face in ice cold water, brother.
Oh my.
Oh yeah. And after you dump them in the water, you gotta hide your mouth.
Because look,
We gotta do at least 10,000.
Tomorrow we gotta do 20,000.
Oh, well, this has been Strictly Sports. I'm Be Wise.
I'm
My week
Trigga.
was up alone.
I'm trying to do both of them.
Trigga?
Yeah.
And I'm
All
Trigga.
right, dog.
All right.
All right. Peace. Trigga, how you doing, brother?